Hey guys, I want to say thank you first to Muscle Sport Magazine for giving me the platform and the vehicle, such as their website as well as their magazine, to bring you all along on this journey. I know all of you guys, or most of you who are watching this, followed me along on the Instagram story where I was posting little 10-second clippets. So what you're about to watch is all of those 10-second snippets from Instagram story of my journey of leaving my house the night before the show itself, all my preparation, my tanning, my eating, most importantly, what's going on in the old noggin up here of the 40-year-old old man, Matt Morgan. But nonetheless, I wanted this to be raw and uncut. I didn't want any type of special editing as far as you guys wondering if what I'm saying is for real or not. I lay it all out there. I tell you every insecurity I go through while I'm going through it, as far as the competition goes, and the night before, and the morning of especially, my nerves, things like that, and just being real with you guys, because that's what this is all about. This is what this project is supposed to be about, is to really bring you into the mind of a competitor going into an NPC competition. You'll learn throughout this video why I picked men's physique versus bodybuilding. And it will make sense to you once you'll see, because right now you're probably scratching your head going, hold up, the Blueprint Matt Morgan, 7 foot, 300 pounds, friggin' kicking dudes' faces off for years in WWE and TNA, and he's doing men's physique? What? You'll see why. I get into it, you know, I get really in detail as to why I chose that and why it made sense to do it. And hopefully you guys like it. I want to thank Joe over at Muscle Sport Magazine again for this opportunity, and for trusting me in this process, and hope you guys enjoy it. There's a lot of 10-second clips that you're going to see that just string from one to another, but I wanted it that way. I didn't want any of this specially edited and too fancy. I want it to be raw and gritty and grainy, almost just like the magazine itself is, because that's the theme, is realness and raw, uncooked, you know. So with that said, I give to you the introduction of Matt Morgan's wild, crazy, insane, out of his friggin' mind going into his NPC men's physique show at the Ocala Cup Classic. Thank you guys. Hey guys, these are what the backs of the tents look like that we tan in. Here's your boy wonder here trying to fit. Look at my head. I can't fit.
I'm gonna start better.
Tanning here, guys. Done one coat already. Look how I don't fit. Obviously, you just saw that, right? This is how I fit. Ready?
You did this last year?
Not this year.
Can you see me?
A couple, like 3 weeks ago.
Turn around.
I can't say I'm shy anymore. So
Almost tan. Some of my vascularity is coming back. Not much, but a little. And here's all the crap I have in my tent. This is what they gave me, by the way, to use to cover my you-know-what. You ready? This. Let me put this in perspective. Pretty funny, huh, guys? Save your jokes. So apparently that fits on most guys, because a lot of them pretty much wear that. So I ran out to my truck to get a real man sock.
Good to go.
But nonetheless, smooth sailing and just relaxing now. Got most of the hard part done, all the stressful things. Got a couple more coats to go, I believe, and then it's lay down time. Ready, bud? Yeah. Hi, my buddy. Hey guys, hopefully y'all can hear me well enough. This is the Blueprint Matt Morgan. Exhausted, looking like friggin' Skeletor here, getting ready for my men's physique show bright and early tomorrow morning. It's got a 9 a.m. start time, so figured I'm gonna try to get some rest to get off my feet. But I wanted to check in with you guys and start these off for Muscle Sport Magazine. Guys, you're already here, so you know what it is. musclesportmag.com. I always call it the realest of the real, no filler, no fluff. The realest bodybuilding and muscle and sport magazine on the planet. And I was honored that we thought up a pretty cool and very, very arduous, look it up guys, meatheads, if you don't know what that means, arduous, but a very difficult task, if you will, of trying to provide backstage footage while my 3 different competitions are going on. I signed up for 3 different divisions, so for the men's physique show. Mind you, I will definitely be the only 7 foot. I mean, hell, I am. I'm the world's largest men's physique competitor. And at 7 feet and normal walk around weight at around 300. We got me down to about, I believe, 292. I was 296 the other day, but I should be down to about 280 something. I'm hoping by tomorrow morning, because I took my water tablets, or my diuretics, if you will, prescription strength. Those things suck the water right out, as you can see on my face. Like I said, 7 foot Skeletor boy over here. But to get on stage with those little pretty boys, that is the only way to go, you know? You gotta get as lean as you can, make your waist as tight as possible. And because I've done it the opposite route, where I've come on there with really wide lats and a pretty, you know, not, I don't want to say tapered waist, but you get what I'm saying. Definitely a bigger V-taper than anyone else out there, and I didn't even place. So this time we try to really work on bringing in my waist and sucking in any water that we can. So just chilling with my family in the room inside at the hotel here, and just trying to kick back, relax, no undue stress, no unwanted water retention from being on my feet, things like that. That's what we're doing. We're just getting set up here in the mind right. And honestly, this might sound corny to you guys, but I visualize. I've always done that over my wrestling career with TNA and WWE. And that's just visualize what I'm going to go out and do the next day. How everything's going to play out, what's it going to look like, what's it going to taste like, what's it going to smell like, what's it going to sound like. All of that's very important. It's called visualization. You guys all know what it is. It's not some hocus pocus crap. It really works. And this is no different. I'm going to go in my room in a few minutes, just visualize me absolutely stomping a mud hole and all these sawed-off midget piss ants that I got to compete against, all these little pretty boys. In the meantime, guys, I'm just waiting on my coach, Jamie Iboni, to get here. Look me over a couple more times tonight and decide if I need to take in another meal this evening to help fill me out. You want to talk about low carbs, guys? I've done, what was it, 9 straight days of 150 carbs or under. To put this in perspective, my normal off-season diet, guys, I'm taking anywhere between 150 and 200 carbs per meal, 6 meals a day. That's how much it takes to run this friggin' train, you know? So it just about killed me. So now we're trying to fill me back out now. Now that we've sucked some of the water out, we'll continue sucking some out tonight. But the food late night helps fill me back out, along with some Himalayan sea salt, which I've been taking along the way on those low carb days, by the way. That's supposed to help fill my muscles out slightly as well. But I feel this is the best I've looked, but we really won't be able to tell fully until tomorrow. I hope I didn't peak too early. That's one of my concerns. The other day I had a lot of people telling me I looked show ready. And while that, you would think that would be a compliment, in my head I'm going, oh fuck. You know, I don't want to peak now. I want these people to tell me that the day of the show, you know, not 3 or 4 days in advance. Sorry about the light in the back. So there you go, and there you are. Guys, I'm excited to be a part of this project with Muscle Sport Magazine. This is definitely, I'm sure, a competition that they wouldn't want any type of premiere backstage footage on, but because your boy here is trying to, inject some testosterone, if you will, into this division, I make it cool. That's what the blueprint does. I make shit cool, and I make it tough, and I make it manly. If you think otherwise, you know where to find me. I ain't hard to find, Junior. But nonetheless, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate all you guys on Instagram that have been following along with my 10-second snippets on my Instagram story. On my march toward October 22nd Ocala Cup Classic Men's Physique Show, which is tomorrow. We appreciate that so much, guys. I can't even begin to tell you the love you've given me and what it's meant to me. Honestly, I feel like I'm not alone in this at all. I've always got my family with me to have my back and my loved ones, but it meant even more having all you guys, you know? And I hope we did a good job here with this project and trying to bridge the gap between wrestling fans, mainstream fans, and bring them over and show you guys point blank what it takes to become a competitor on stage in the bodybuilding industry. It is not just diet. It is not just take a bunch of steroids. It is not just take supplements. It is not just lift really hard in the gym and do some cardio. It's an entire mentality and a thought process and some serious discipline. And I could tell this project worked because that's all I would see on my direct messages was people being blown away by the discipline that's involved in this. You know, how it is a lifestyle. A lot of people talk about, yo, son, you ain't about that life, dog. Yo, I swear you ain't about that life, son. That was horrible, I know. But nonetheless, that is exactly what it is. It is a lifestyle change, immensely. And that's why I give so much props to any type of bodybuilder, anybody that gets up there and competes, because every one of us have our own personal stories and an immense amount of discipline to get their asses up there. So with that said, I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of these guys tomorrow, hearing some of their stories. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to beating the holy shit out of the man in the mirror, because that's who I'm competing against. I could give a fuck about a $1.50 trophy, guys. I'm going against the grain to begin with. 7 foot, 300-pound athlete doing men's physique. Yeah, it's going against the grain to begin with. I know that. But I feel that's the healthiest route for me at age 40 at this point, you know? It's easier for me to cut down and lose weight than try to, you know, improve upon my 300 to 330-pound frame, if you know what I'm saying. So, again, the guy I'm competing against is yours truly. And I'm competing against my last time on stage. That's all I give a fuck about, is did I present a better package? Was my posing better? Was my abs were my abs tighter? Was my V taper wider? Was my stage presence better? All of that shit wrapped in one. Can I check off all of those across the board versus my last appearance in June when I did the Mid-Florida Classic at that show? And if I can answer yes, then this is a win. And that's all I'm going after, guys. The man in the mirror. These rest of these midgets, I could give a flying fuck about. You know, everybody has their own opinion on who they think the favorites are and who they think should win or lose or come in first or last. I could give a fuck. I'm in this to compete against myself. And when you keep that type of mentality, unless you're lazy and you don't work hard, it's really almost impossible to mess up. But maybe I will. Who knows? We'll see how I look tomorrow morning, right? Guys, I'm incredibly humbled to be a part of Muscle Sport Magazine and this project we're doing together. And I'll try to keep updating you with some more videos once tomorrow begins, all right? I love you all. Seriously, thanks for following us along on this journey, guys. God bless. What's going on, guys? It's the Blueprint Matt Morgan. Just checking in with you. I'm here in Ocala, Florida for my men's physique show tomorrow. Just checking with you to tell you what we've done so far. So after driving 2 hours in traffic, I wanted to hang myself. Good Lord. Talk about road rage. I wanted to kick the fuck out of every single person on the highway, but I digress. What do we do? I was the first one at the line to check in, and I was like the third person to get tanned. I could not have lucked out anymore. This is a good lesson to you guys, though, as to why you leave your house early to get to things. If people tell you to get somewhere at a certain time, I always believe that means 15 minutes earlier than the time they give you. So we got done with any type of last minute stressors, which is definitely the tanning, is definitely the signing in, and not have to wait in line all night and put all this pressure on your feet, and for me, my shitty lower back that I'm going to need back surgery on soon with. But nonetheless, my family's here. I got my son Jackson in the room right now. I'm excited to go back in, lay down with him, watch some TV, watch some cartoons together, you know, just kick back, relax, start to mentally think about what I'm going to do tomorrow and how much I'm going to own that motherfucking stage, because that's what this is about. And until then, guys, I'll check in with you next time, all right? Thanks for coming on this journey. Till then.
What's going on, guys? Exhausted, just waking up in the morning of the show. Feeling like everything's come in properly as far as pushing all my water out goes, and my hips, wide childbearing hips, are in as much as they've ever been, so this is all good. Look at that. And then most importantly, my meal today, 4 pancakes and 3 full eggs. The goal there is just to get me full looking, fill up my muscles a little bit. But I'm heading over to the show to do my tanning, as well as have a meeting that starts at 8. It's 5:30 right now, and I can't even open my eyes. Alright, guys, here we go. It's friggin' game time. And I'm eating in the bathroom because my 2-year-old is still sleeping, along with my wife and my mother, who wanted to come along on the trip with us to, you know, root me on and whatever. So I just don't want to wake them and just scarf this down. And I need to be quiet because my 2-year-old son Jackson's sleeping right now, along with my mother and my wife out in the room there. So gotta be quiet.
Good morning, guys. It's again the morning of the show. I finished eating, came here to the arena or high school, dumpy ass high school, for that matter, and just did my second coat of tanning. Now just waiting for the morning meeting to begin at 8 a.m. and it's about 7:35 right now. I'm gonna head in there in a few minutes, but just wanted to check in, say what's going on in my mind. I'm obviously a little nervous, really excited, but nervous about how everything will come together for me, because this is such an exact science, especially with my body. Everything's got to be exact as far as what my intake is, whether it's food or water, not food, whatever have you, supplements. Everything plays such a vital role, throwing off my stomach a little bit, or not, or playing, in favor of it, if you will, and having really ripped abs versus still holding a little bit of water in that area. So right now I feel fantastic. My abs are in. Let's just hope we can keep them, because that's what men's physique, in my opinion, and what I see from the judges, seems to be all about, is a really, really tight waist, super next to nothing, size 28 waist, for crying out loud, into a nice wide lat, giving you a nice V taper. Because my back is so wide, you would think that my waist wouldn't have to be as small as the other competitors, and I don't feel it should have to be. A V taper is a V taper. You should be able to compare one on a 7 foot 300 pound athlete versus some midget who's 5'9" and I don't know 200 pounds. So I hope the judges see that. The past shows, they don't seem to really pick up on it for whatever rhyme or reason. Honestly, I think I'm a first. I don't think that these judges have seen a 7 foot 300 pound athlete competing in men's physique. They're not used to it, so it is what it is. So that's why when I do these shows, it's very important to me that fuck the $1.50 trophy. It's about me being the best me. And as corny as that sounds, that's really the truth. That way you never set yourself up for failure, and you could come in with a realistic goal as long as you bust your ass and to achieve it. And my whole goal, again, guys, is just beating the package I brought in June when I did the Mid-Florida Classic. And up until that point, that's been my best presentation and my best performance. That is until about an hour and a half from now when game time starts. So I'm pumped. I'm really excited. I'm really appreciative of all of you at Muscle Sport Magazine, all the fans of it, watching this and coming along on my Instagram journey over this entire last, 2 or 3 months now. So guys, I'm stoked, and I will keep checking in with you from time to time during the show when I can. All right, guys, remember the point of this, to get you inside the mind, the mental mind frame of a competitor going up on stage. All right, guys, I love you all to death. Check in with you soon. Bye. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, The Blueprint, checking in back in. I'm so exhausted. Just woke up, got over back to the arena because we had intermission. It was like a 4 or 5 hour break in between pre-judging and now the night show, which is about to begin in about, 20 minutes or so. So I'm still just relaxing. My back went into spasm, surprisingly, during pre-judging. I did 3 different divisions. I think I placed in 2. I'm not so sure about the 3rd. But it was that division, the 3rd and last time going out on stage, that my back went into spasm, and my left hamstring was just Jimmy legging all over the place and twitching, and it was brutal. But nonetheless, I held it, and that's what she said. Anywho, just relaxing and waiting for the night show to start. I'll probably take my pre-workout mix of 5150 and Full as Fuck. Probably exactly about 20-25 minutes out is usually a good time before I step back on stage. I'll be taking that while I'm doing my pump up, as well as combine it with about 4 ounces of red wine and a little bit of regular salt, not Himalayan sea salt this time that I've been taking along this diet. I'm just taking straight salt for now tonight to help fill my muscles back up. I'm incredibly tall, obviously, so it takes a lot to fill my muscles back out properly once we've, depleted me so much, which we've done. But you have to do that in order for me to have the incredibly tight waist that I definitely brought to this show. It's the tightest my waist has ever been. I still have really thick obliques, very overdeveloped, very, very cut, but you know, men's physique, you need to have that six-pack, in my opinion. So yeah, you got to bring your waist in as well to help create that better V taper that they seem to want so much. So again, it's another reason why me and my big ass is totally going against the grain by even choosing to do men's physique. But again, I think it's the most natural, not natural, but the easiest on my health, easiest on my organs. You know, things like that, that's important to me at age 40. You know, what I've done early in my wrestling career as far as supplementation goes is one story. And then I got smart and figured out how to have the physique I needed to have in wrestling at the time I was wrestling, which is more for function than it is aesthetics, at least compared to bodybuilding it is. And then now that I'm doing this with men's physique, it was important, you know, if I was going to step into the bodybuilding world, I should say, I made a decision to do it either bodybuilding, classic physique, or men's physique. If I had to do bodybuilding, I would have to take those other types of supplements. I'd have to take a whole slew of steroids, just something I'm not, you know, into doing right now. Not at age 40, I'm not. You know, I don't want to do any more damage to my, you know, internal organs and things like that. You know, as it is, I already have, I was told my blood is incredibly thick, meaning it's difficult. My blood has a harder time than, say, yours, who's watching this, traveling through all the vessels, rather, into all the major organs. So if I were to take a bunch of testosterone, let's say, that's only going to thicken it. And definitely don't want that. That's this kind of stuff that can lead to, you know, a heart attack or a stroke. So it's just me being smart for me and my health and my own personal game plan of what I can do by participating in the bodybuilding industry without having to, you know, overly harm my internal organs, you know. So there you go, guys. There's my soapbox speech, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. But my mind's in left field. I'm just shooting the shit with you guys and telling you what's going on, like I told you I would from day one. You'll always get 100% realness from me. I don't beat around the bush. I don't sugarcoat shit. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying so far. I'll check back in with you in a few. All right, bye. Well, here we are, guys. About to go on next. Here's a shot backstage of everybody. Wish me luck. Here we go. Hey guys, just sat down to eat with my friends and family that came to watch the show. Everyone said I did well. I was in the middle pretty much for, I believe, 2 out of the 3 divisions I did. So, I mean, as far as placing goes, we'll find out when we go back to. But again, that's not what this is about. What this was about was beating what I brought to the stage. That's an annoyingly obnoxious truck. What a piece of trash, too. But yeah, dude, that was like a friggin' 2002 S10 driving by with a really sweet muffler. They're not cool. Anywho, the onset of this, right? My goal was not to place or win trophies and some $4.50 trophy. It was to beat what I brought to stage last show. And come tonight, or better yet tomorrow, when I start to see more videos and photos, I'll be able to compare it side by side with my last show's photos. And that's how I'll determine how I did. One of the things I should have video recorded, and I'm just half brain dead and basically being entertained by my table during lunch, I completely dropped the ball and forgot to record. I wanted to record everybody, or at least take a photo of all of my friends and family that came to support me. These people drove from all over the place. And it's what I was hitting on at the very beginning of this mission, or this goal, is when you finally get to that finish line, it's how important it is to share it with all your loved ones. But it's a two-way street. It's them being cool enough and loving you enough to get their asses up early and make the drive and make all the sacrifices to get out this way, wherever your show may be. It may be local, but this one wasn't. This was like an hour-and-a-half ride. That's not easy. And number 2, sharing in the finality of your said finish line, or your goal for that matter. And my goal was just to look better than my last show. And from what everyone says, I did that. Sorry for the long, uncomfortable pause at the end of that. I'm telling you, this record button sucks. Alright, about to head back in my room and finally lay down. My back is in spasm, but I'll be fine. And so far, keep your fingers crossed. It looks like I'm going to place well, but again, that's not our goal here. So we need to keep on the fine line of our wavelength of our real goal. A $4.50 trophy is great, but I could care less about that stuff. I was just in this to improve, and I think I did. So, again, guys, I'll follow up with you later. Guys, that should tell you the frame of mind I'm in. All of you just flooded my DMs with this one. I know I said 10%, sorry. But the positive side of this is that, you know what, obviously I'm getting the word out on 5% because you all corrected me. So at least that's the bright side. But gives you at least an honest perspective of what the hell can go on in a competitor's mind when you're so depleted like this. Ugh, I feel like The Walking Dead. One of the things that's in my head is, you know, obviously where you'll place at the show. You know, how well did you do? Do you have an opportunity to place in the top 3? That kind of thing, right? But I need to really stay in my lane, my own personal lane, of what my own personal goals are when I do these shows. That's just to prove upon the last. And once I sit down and watch the video footage of it, I'll be able to determine that, as well as some pictures, some professional pictures, not cell phone pictures. And please understand, all you guys, the competitors out there that have been watching these and talking back and forth with me, I don't mean it as a sign of disrespect that I don't care if I win or not. It's just that this ain't my limelight. You know, men's physique, bodybuilding, that's not my limelight. My limelight was a WWE wrestler for 12 years, or TNA wrestler, American Gladiator, actor. That shit was my limelight. And very blessed for many years to be able to do and afford an incredible living that God blessed me with. Okay? This stuff is, I'm not going to insult it because I put too much work into it to call it a hobby. It's definitely a lifestyle, but nonetheless, it's a goal. It's a personal goal that I set out. Just like somebody that wants to get off their couch from eating potato chips and start walking 20 minutes each day to lose a little bit of weight, and they start to see the results, right? Same exact line of thinking. You have your own personal goals that you look to hit along the way on your pathway to your finish line. My finish line was today at the to all my friends and my followers, more importantly. There's so many of you guys that are in the bodybuilding business that reply back to me on here. So I don't mean it as a sign of disrespect whatsoever. Not that I don't care if I, get some $2 trophy or whatnot. It's not meant to be disrespectful. And to the people that go after that type of stuff, that is your limelight. That is your own personal goals, and that's awesome. I would never tell somebody that's corny or stupid. Nobody's goals are corny or stupid, and whatever they may be. Because again, my limelight, my bigger goals, if you will, really off the chart type goals, have come and gone, and I've accomplished. As far as talking on a mainstream shit, I was on TV for 13 years, okay, on that type of scale, right? So this is more. It's more of like, say, my wife Larissa, for instance. It's like that's like her thing. That's her goal, to place, to win, and do the best she can in women's figure, for instance. And many, if not all, I would say, of my competitor friends that do bikini, figure, bodybuilding, physique, when I'm up there, and I think I absolutely slayed it and kicked everyone's ass and deserved to win. But that's why you stay in tune with what your original goal at hand was, to improve upon the last. Period, point blank. And if I do win something, hell, that's icing on the cake, is all it is. That's the sizzle to my steak. But the steak is absolutely improving. Standing here in the hallway, about all the athletes have to go out and do some weird march thing before the show for the national anthem. So I'm going to try to take what I can. Yes, we're about to march out to Eye of the Tiger. Sweet. Some show have these pre-show gimmicks and some of these march things and some don't. Hopefully I can record it without anybody getting pissed. If they do, oh well. So this is what it looks like. See the people behind me here? How about this guy? See my board right there? He loved that march. This is his favorite part of the show, he said. Oh shit. Here's what some of the competitors do in between their competitions. Some lay down, some rest, some pump up earlier than others. So right now, you see guys just chilling, laying down. It's probably the smart way to go, but I'm way too fidgety to do that shit. My boy here, much like me, Now remember, while we're here at nighttime, this is after the prejudge, and they pretty much make their decision, but we don't know what their decision is. We come back at nighttime and we do our own personal one-on-one type of routine for the judges. I'm about to go out, probably another 5 minutes, so I'm going to pump up real quick. God bless you guys. Thanks for coming on this journey. I'll let you know how it turns. What was really cool about the finals in the Ocala Cup Classic for me, specifically for me, was that there was no question who was having most fun up on that stage. I mean, the judges' scores are in. They've already named their top 3. I was super excited because I wasn't expecting to be in the top 3. I mean, you expect to give your best and just beat your best. That's what I was looking to do. But with that said, to be named in the top 3, I was really proud of that, really happy about that. I was just being rewarded for my improvement, and I really appreciated that, actually, for the judges. So with that, like I said, the deal is done. The final 3 were named, and
all right, we're going to welcome back in no particular order. Number 7, Richard Alexander. Number 35, Alonzo Barraza. And number 44, Matthew Morgan. Good job, guys. 3rd place. Give that to number 35, Alonzo Barraza. Good job, Alonzo. 2nd place goes to number 44, Matthew Morgan.
When they said I was 2nd place, I was really pumped, and that ends up making me, a national qualifier if I wanted to go that route. But I know I'm far from that, and I've got a lot of work to do before even trying to be getting my ass out there in a national show. But what was cool about this and what was so exciting was the fact that, the judges' scores are in, and pretty much I can do whatever I want as far as posing goes. So when they told us to hit a pose, I didn't hear them at first, and then I heard someone shout out from the crowd, "Come on, Matt, hit some poses." So that's when I was like, okay, screw this men's physique pose and stuff. I'm going for the home run, and I just started pumping up the crowd and going right back into entertainer Matt Morgan mode, the blueprint mode from wrestling. Something I would do as a babyface or quote-unquote good guy when I was a wrestler with TNA. And just having fun with the crowd. And that's what this is supposed to be about. It's having fun, hitting your goals and hitting your finish line. But one of the things a lot of guys don't take into account is making the crowd, making the audience, not just the judges, emotionally invest in you. And when I started hitting my, the double chest pose, that's 100% blueprint Matt Morgan wrestling 101 pose, and growling to the audience and them all laughing and having fun, me bouncing my boobs, doing the peck dance on stage there while the other guys are hitting their men's physique poses. And last but not least, I hit the double bicep pose while sucking in the vacuum the best that I could. And I was pretty happy with how that came across because the crowd was into it, and that's what this is about. They've been sitting there through an entire day. So that was just to entertain my friends and family and the crowd that came there and paid their hard-earned money to be entertained. And that's what I gave them. And it was fun as hell. And I'll say it to the day I die. You could take me away from wrestling, but you cannot take wrestling out of Matt Morgan at the end of the day. And that's what I put out there, and that's who I am, and that's what this is supposed to be about. A form of who you are, dialed all the way up to a level 20. Just like wrestling is, And that's what I gave them. They had fun. More importantly, I had fun, and you could see that right here in the video. Remember what our goal from the onset was: to come to the show, get better, be better than my last time, right? Anything else was just icing on the cake. But with that said, check out that icing. Look what I'm drinking. Coca-Cola, sugar. Say hi, Mom. Something that used to annoy me was people posting crap on their web pages after these shows and bragging how they're eating all their shit food and being, stoked about it. Well, I can honestly say, I finally get it. I know it's rude, I'm eating, by the way, tough, I don't care. Look, I've been dying for this for months. This exact meal that I also had at lunch, which I couldn't be happy about, and my soda, and then Sour Patch Kids, and then a dozen donuts that I'm going to annihilate on the car drive home. So yes, I'm doing everything you should do after dieting well, and I don't care. I earned it. So the point is, I do get why everybody posts food on their stupid pages. Hey guys, thanks again for coming along on this journey. Thanks for watching this video. Guys, this was completely unedited as far as we didn't leave anything out. Every clip video that I filmed on this stupid phone of mine is on here. So I wanted you all to get a real in-depth feel for what it takes to get inside the mind of a competitor before they take the stage. Okay? I want to thank my sponsors, 5% Nutrition, Muscle Sport Magazine, and OBMT, Orlando Body Movement Therapy. So guys, more importantly, I'm gonna thank y'all. I know it's cheesy, I know it's corny, but it's the honest truth. I felt like I brought each and every one of you up on stage, like I said the other day. Thank you so much for this. Thanks for being so supportive. Hit me up on Instagram, on Twitter, at BP Matt Morgan. Save the BP gas station jokes, guys. I've heard it a million times. BP stands for Blueprint. Get over it. But for real, I love you all. Hit me up on there. Be more than happy to talk to y'all. And keep checking more and more news coming here, because I'm just starting out right now with Muscle Sport Magazine, and we got a lot more to come, especially on the TV front. Gonna put a lot of people on Front Street, but hey, that's what I do. I don't beat around the bush. I don't sugarcoat shit. So be looking forward to that too, guys. All right. Again, love you all. Thanks for coming along on this journey. Bye.